Hi everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'd like to show you how to make chicken liver pate. Like I've mentioned before, liver is an absolute powerhouse of nutrition, so it's important to try to eat it on a regular basis. That's what we try to do in our family. And chicken liver pate is a great way because it can be like a fun dip, and kids like the mild flavor. You can make it taste good by adding different things. It's one of the easier ways of getting liver into your diet. The recipe that I'm following today is from Gap Stage by Stage with Recipes by Dr. Becky Plotner. It's based on that. I am leaving out a couple things just because I don't have them, but primarily this is her recipe. And it's Gap's intro stage 3 recipe and beyond. She also has another recipe for chicken liver pate that works for stage 1 if you need that. So I'll leave a link to this book in the description box below in case you want to grab your own copy. Highly recommended. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make this. First thing that I'm going to do is start 1 cup of butter melting in my cast iron pan. On top of the butter, I'm going to chop up 4 onions and add them. I started with my pan on about medium-high heat, and then I'm turning it down to more medium so that it doesn't get cooking too much. Now that I have all the onions added, we're going to add the liver. Now I am adding these frozen. It's not ideal, but I didn't plan ahead enough, so it'll be fine. Dr. Becky's recipe calls for 1 pound of liver, and I don't know how much exactly this is. I just put the size chunk that I had. That's always what I do, and it turns out great every time. Next, I'm going to add 5 cloves of garlic. Since this is going to be cooking for a little while, I'm not going to chop them. I'm just going to throw them in whole. Next, I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice in. And then add about half a teaspoon of dill. And I don't have just straight rosemary, but I have an Italian seasoning blend, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of that. And last of all, a sprinkle of salt and pepper. I can hear my ferments bubbling and talking over here. It's kind of funny. So there are a couple ingredients that I'm not adding that she calls for in her recipes that I'm sure make this even better. And that is an 8-ounce package of portobello mushrooms and a teaspoon of dry mustard. So just so you know. Then I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. She says to cook it on medium-low until the liquid is pretty much evaporated. So since I'm starting with frozen livers, I'm gonna have to stop and stir this once they are able to be broken apart. And from then on, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. She says you can keep it a thinner consistency or make it thicker depending on how much liquid you leave, so it's up to you. I usually tend to like it a little bit on the thicker side, so I'll show you what that looks like when we get to that point. But for now, I'm just gonna let it cook and stir those livers in a little bit and go from there. So here I'm just breaking them apart after they've been cooking for a little while so that they can get evenly heated through and cooked now that they're not frozen anymore. And now that they're all in there more, you know, evenly distributed and cooking nicely, I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid on. We'll check on those again in a little bit and see where the moisture level is at, and then go on to the next step. Okay, we are ready to go on to our next step. They are all thoroughly cooked through. The amount of time that will take will just depend on the amount of livers that you're doing. But for 1 pound that was not frozen, usually like 20 to 25 minutes is good. So the next step is to grab our immersion blender and blend this up. So you can pour this into a regular blender and blend it that way, but I like to try to avoid using hot things in plastic, and my blender is plastic. So I'm going to use my immersion blender instead. I like this one. I'll link it below in case you're looking for one, but it has a couple different settings for really fine-tuning the strength or speed that it's at, so it makes it nice. And you really just blend until the consistency is one that you like. I'm losing some over the side here. There we go. I think that looks good. All right, and there it is, ready to go. You can serve it warm or you can serve it after it's chilled in the refrigerator for a while. You can eat it lots of different ways. You can have it on bread or crackers if you're eating those. There are some full GAPS ways that you can make crackers. If you're on GAPS Intro, you can dip cooked or raw vegetables. You can also use it as a topping on different things. It is buttery, flavorful, and chock full of nutrients that are so important for people who are on the GAPS diet or anybody who wants to feel amazing and be healthy. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to make chicken liver pate. You can also do this with beef liver. Dr. Becky has it for any kind of liver in her book, and she talks about washing the liver and soaking it in some water with lemon juice for a while beforehand to remove the strong flavor of beef liver. I find that you don't need to do that with chicken livers. They're mild on their own, so I didn't do that step. But you like that pate? Yummy? This is a great snack option. I'll talk about snacking on GAPS a little bit later in another video, but it's such a big topic. But in general, we don't snack a ton on GAPS, we eat meals. And so this can be a really good thing that is fast and easy to pull out of the refrigerator and eat, that is a nutrient-dense, nourishing meal type of a food. It's not like a compromised snack kind of food that you just fit in because you want something to eat. It's giving your body the best of the best. So it's amazing for bringing places in a lunchbox or just pulling something fast out of the refrigerator to eat when you need something more to eat. Because we all know on GAPS you have to eat pretty often, at least in many cases. Be sure and check out that description box for links to Dr. Becky's book, as well as one of my favorite places to buy grass-fed beef, and another place where I like to buy grocery items and pantry staples. So hopefully you enjoyed that recipe. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody else who you think would like to learn how to make their own chicken liver pate. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye. You like that butter? You like that pate? Do you want to taste some? Mmm. Taste? Oh, so yummy, huh? You like it? You want your own little bowl, don't you? Yes, you do. Hey, let's get you some.
And it was very dirty. Wow, that's yummy. I'm gonna eat this. This yummy.
This is so good. Do you like it?
Look at his mouth.
Yeah, he's loving it, huh?
And look at his mouth.
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's so